Hi and welcome to giZmoZ and gadgets. Today we're going to show you a video on how to apply our full skin wrap. We're going to be using the iPhone 6 Plus. Just a couple of things before we get started. So we're going to be showing you with a brushed aluminium effect that we've got over here. This is how it would typically be received if you buy it from eBay or Amazon. If you buy it directly from our website giZmozandgadgets.com, we do give the option for us to do a few of the first steps. You notice where we've kind of cut away some of the extra elements for you, but we'll walk you through that in a second. We're of course going to be working with a Stanley knife for a couple of parts, so if you're under 18 please make sure you receive some help from a responsible adult, as well as a card for a small part of this. A National Trust card generally tends to work best, but you can use anything that you like. So that's where we're going to start. Like I say, this is where we're going to push the Spider-Man one to one side. So this is how it's typically going to be received, and the first step we're going to do is just peel away the extra layers, and this will come off in one simple go, just around the outside, and we can discard this part. And then if this leaves you with the main body, and this is where we're going to use the Stanley knife, so just to get rid of all of these little extra little bits inside. We're just going to push it to one out. Now you don't have to use a stone knife for this, you can use a screwdriver or really anything that's quite small just to get underneath. A few of the smaller ones, such as up here, we can probably leave those in because we'll find that when we actually peel the skin away, they're probably going to be stuck down onto the card anyway. And there's one that stayed on there, so I'm just going to use a pen just to kind of push it through like that. What I should have said before we actually started was make sure we cleaned the iPhone quite thoroughly. We use a lint-free cloth for that, just to make sure there's no dust or anything that can be left behind, because it could cause little sort of raised dents once we've applied it. What we're going to do now, we've done sort of the base of that, or most of that, is just kind of lift up every corner part just to get it nice and loose, watching the extra bits that we don't really need on there. Same at the bottom, so just so it doesn't stick in a second and get caught. Now all of the materials that we use are all non-fade, typically will last about 7 years, pretty much longer than you'll have the phone for, which is handy to know. That's going to come off nice and easy. Okay, so what we're going to do now is just pull this sheet off in one. This is why. Now with ours you do have the option of reapplying the apple in later on. I'll show you what we can do with that. We cut it out because it makes it much easier to align with your iPhone. Now I've got a couple of little bits that have left behind, so again I'm just going to use the pen just to push those out. Last one, excellent. So there we have it. So that is how it's going to apply. You can see the effect of the brushed metal. What I'm going to do now is just pop that just to one side for a moment, make sure it doesn't get caught or anything. Just remove these little bits that we've got lingering around on here, at least on half of it, and I'll show you why in a couple of seconds. There, okay, so we've got half perfectly free. And what I'm going to do is actually re-apply this over there, however with the Apple logo not stuck down. So we have it like that. And the reason why is this sheet here is a non-stick. We can take the sticker off and on as many times as we like, it won't make any difference. And that helps us line that Apple logo up. We can move that bottom sheet around without it sticking to the phone. Whereas if we didn't have this backing on, every time we move this around and tried to line it up, it would of course stick on there. So I'm going to face it that way just because it's easier for myself. And what I'm going to do is try and line up in one that Apple logo as good as I can with the Apple that's on my phone. Now again, with the materials that we use, and this is the same whether it's a printed design like that Spider-Man you saw a second ago, or the brush metal, carbon fibre, all of ours will come off quite easily. So you don't have to worry if you do make a mistake at this stage, you've ruined it, you can have another go, which is a lot easier if we could do it in one go. So I've got that lined up nicely with the Apple logo. So the National Trust card comes in, just going to gently push down, and you'll see already that has lined up to the lens on my camera with all the holes perfectly cut out. So now this bottom backing that we used a second ago, just going to slowly peel that, and again with any form of bank card or whatever you might use, just slowly spin around so you can see. Peeling that backing away to get down. Like so. So that is the back part of ours. Unfortunately, I can see a couple of little air bubbles, and that's just from moving the phone around, trying to help yourselves out as much as I can. Before we go any further, I am going to just brush those, and you'll find they'll come out nicely to the sides. Okay, next step is with the sides. So I'm just going to wrap this around gently, and again you'll see designed to perfectly lined up. Same on the other side, just gently pushing it around, and then onto the front. Now what you might see at this stage is, just before the videos, I was foolish enough to drop the phone, resulting in a smashed screen. Joys. Okay, so that is the back and sides perfectly lined up all around. And this is where the extra thing comes in, a hairdryer. So we're going to use a little bit of heat, and I say a little, we don't need a lot, it's just to make the edges more supple. What we're going to do is apply the smallest amount of heat to these flaps here. And the material is very slightly flexible, or stretch even. So we're going to apply some heat, pull on these, and as we're pulling, wrap it around the corners, and that will get like a perfect seal around it, so we don't get any sort of creases. Of course, it's a bit of paper over a curved edge. Same as on that side, that one and that one. Now I did say a little bit of heat, we are putting it onto your phone, we don't want to overheat it. That's literally how much we need. Go grab, pull with a little bit of force, go around the edges. Same as on this one here. Now, be careful at this stage, don't burn yourself on a hairdryer. Just say the obvious, if you're allergic, don't eat the hairdryer whilst it's hot. And then onto the two tops and bottoms. So this particular one that I'm showing you is a full wrap. We do offer just the backs, as well as ones that are made up of multiple pieces. Now you will see that is wrapped around the iPhone fully, including the corners, the back. Look at the sides. We have the sides. There you go, this is giZmoZ and gadgetz. Hope you found that useful.